Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.
All right, so listen. Y'all don't start me, George. I've been reformed from playing the dozens, and I feel like this election has reversed that. I feel like I no longer have any filter.
Oh my God! What happened with the election? I think the election changed a lot of lives. I've been a little quiet lately. I don't talk about it. And the day after the election, I did not listen to news or television at all. I couldn't handle it, and I just thought, I'm a different person after the election. I don't know whether there was any trickery, but I'm accepting what happened, and that's that,
Yeah, I'm different too, and it's not a good different. it's like Bane. I'm holding back my inner Bane.
It should be a good difference because we have to continue to live no matter what. Whatever's coming down, but we're going to enjoy life. And I'm lucky, and you're lucky to have a job to make people happy. That's one thing I do have.
That's not going to stop.
Yeah.
However, mess around, your feet will be set on fire. Like I have the patience that I usually have for nonsense has completely withered to nothing. I have zero patience.
That hurts. That makes me feel so bad because it's so true, and I got to deal with this, and
yeah.
It's just crazy. I'm not technically advanced, and sometimes my phone might ring because I did put do not disturb, but I'm going to
This is why we don't do this. This is why this is why I have you on timeout when it's not live, because you do this.
You know what? I've got to come into the studio. I live 3 stops away, so I got to come down.
Okay.
So
you're in New York for how long?
I'm not there now. I'm on my way to Oklahoma right now. But when I get there, I'll be there on the 16th, and I'll enjoy the holidays in New York. And for those of you all over the country, if you have never enjoyed New York during the holidays, it's something you should do. It's something you should do.
It is. The tree lighting. A CEO got murdered right a block away from the tree lighting, and they were like, "We still gonna light that tree though. Somebody was killed." But we lighting a tree, and Kelly Clarkson will be. I was like, New York is cold-blooded.
No, we have to light the tree. We have to continue with love and laughter and learning and living. We've got to continue that. So no matter what happens, make sure you enjoy your life.
Amen. Have you seen Mariah at Radio City during the Christmas holiday?
I have not. Is she always there? I have never.
I have never seen. Okay.
I'm an entertainer, so sometimes for me to go out and for the thousands of people, sometimes I don't like it. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable.
Okay. One of these years, you and I have to go see Mariah together.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And we'll go back and say hello to her.
Yeah. Okay. You got it like that?
I like hanging out with you. I once went to dinner with you or lunch and whatever it was. It was so nice just hanging out with you and the people and just being in your company and watching the people say hello to you. Just amazing.
Listen, I am a good time. Don't tell anybody, George. Don't tell anybody. Mr. George Wallace is here. He has a show coming out this winter in 2025 with Laverne Cox. It is called Clean Slate. You've been on before. You've talked about it. I know Norman Lear is your buddy, so I'm not going to talk bad about him.
Yeah, and you won't talk bad about it. And
I won't. Just
created with me, Laverne, and Norman Lear. This is the last product that Norman Lear produced. And thank God for that. And, he has never touched anything that was not controversial. So, Clean Slate.
Clean Slate.
I wanted to reboot Sanford & Son. He says no.
He said, do this. Okay, so Laverne Cox used to be your son.
Well, I'm an old black man in Alabama. And my son left my house at an early age, and I didn't hear from him again until 23 years later. And when she knocks on the doors, I get an email that says, Dad, I'm coming home tomorrow. That's all I knew. Dad is coming home. I'm coming home tomorrow. Tomorrow I go to the door. Ding dong. The most beautiful lady in the world is standing at your door. I says, Miss Avon, lady of the Watchtower, whichever you're selling, get the hell away from my door because my son is coming home. And she says, Dad, it's me.
Now,
that's
when the fun begins. So let me ask you, because there was an episode of The Jeffersons where George's army mate ended up becoming a woman, and that was a classic episode of The Jeffersons.
Really?
Yeah, it's classic. You can Google search it, right?
I will.
For you in this role, I think it's super important because you know how to make everything funny, even the damn Bob's Burgers. But for you as George Wallace, a man of a certain age, from a certain place, with a certain background, how have you wrestled with this in your own spirit?
The lady that called earlier, she answered all of our questions about live and letting people be who they want to be, even though if you don't understand it, it's time to be. I'm a person that made mistakes and don't know everything, but I can learn, and I'm willing to change and learn about other people, how other people live and their lives and their. Let's just take an example. Nobody thought we would ever have a black president. We got one, and you know what it turned out? Turned out pretty damn good president too, right? So sometimes when you're uneducated and you don't know, just listen and learn, and maybe you can understand what other people, their lives, as you would say, them. I don't know what to say. I had a whole class on the pronouns, Karen.
Did they send you to class to do this TV show?
For an hour and a half, yes.
Whole hour and a half. Okay.
On pronouns, he, she, them. You were talking about it earlier. They.
Yeah. I mean, it's you just ask people what are their pronouns, and they'll tell you, and then you follow along.
This is true.
Yeah, it's not hard.
So you corrected the other lady about he was transitioning, but he has this. The lady had to say she was transitioning because she hasn't transgendered yet.
Correct.
So, but then you gave them. But when I came out, sometimes I can be ignorant, and I was just talking to my friends. I said, you know what? I'm just going to call you you. You know who the hell you are, right? I'm talking to you. But Karen,
I think that's a nice hack, George Wallace. I like that you hack. I'm gonna incorporate that because that makes sense.
You can't go wrong with you. You can't go. And I learned a lot. Laverne Cox, who is just a great actress and a great co-executive producer, she demanded that 1/3 of the set employees be from her community. And I learned so much just watching her makeup artist. You might see a makeup of a person in a pink dress with a beard and with boots. And you know, and not coming from the community, you don't understand. But what you do understand is, you know what? That person nice. That person did a great job, and professionally so, did a real good job. So just let people live and be who they want to be, and you be who you want to be. Let's just get together and laugh. So that's what I'm learning. Old black man with habits that don't understand anything about that world, and she's teaching me about what she does, and I'm trying to accept. Well, as long as we're both happy, let's try to make this work.
George Wallace is here. One of the nicest, most generous people I know. Still working, and you don't have to.
48 years. No, I do have to work. My work is my sex and my drugs. Nothing is better than what I do.
Oh.
And I'm going to do it this weekend. Next weekend, by the way, Karen, if you're anywhere close to Oklahoma City, I will
not be. Not even close.
Just go along with the joke and say,
okay. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I do this too much.
Bricktown Comedy Club. And you can get if you know somebody, Bricktown Comedy Club, we're going to be there having fun with a young lady by the name of Kalia McNeil. And she's gay, but she is fun as hell.
What is happening? Okay, so wait a minute. It's called Bricktown Comedy Club?
Yes.
Okay, and that's in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma?
Do you know of another Oklahoma City that's not in Oklahoma? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. And what difference is it? So why do we need to know Kalia McNeil's sexuality?
Well, you know, I'm a marketing person.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking for that community. I need everybody to come through that door.
Okay.
I'm selling.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay.
You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
In June, you come to New York in June, you're going to see some things. I want everybody at my show. I don't give a damn
I
who
see.
you are.
I see this. I see this. I love that you started cussing in the last couple of years because you spent your whole career not cussing, and to see you cuss, it was shocking. It was so shocking. But so I imagine you've been cussing all along, sir. I feel like you've been fooling
Oh, I've
us.
been the best cusser in the world. But when I grew up and you grew up, we had 3 television stations: ABC, NBC, and CBS. So we had to
Correct.
groom ourselves to be clean on the television shows. We didn't have uh, cable where people Def Jam where you could really express yourself the way you wanted. So I've been cussing since I was a little boy. My Uncle Bo next door would cuss all the time. I mean the GD, every kind of word you could ever hear. He cussed, and I learned how to do it, and it was stored up in me. But it finally came out. And when it came out, I just started effing everybody. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That sounds very aggressive. What's your favorite cuss word?
Waka flocka.
Okay. All right.